Leaving your dog behind and hearing those heart-wrenching whimpers is tough. But what if easing their separation anxiety was simpler than you thought? Forget the complex solutions, just a few straightforward training tips can transform your dog's panic into peace. Ready to learn how? Let's dive into these easy strategies that will help your dog feel calm and secure when you're away. Understanding separation anxiety. Separation anxiety in dogs is more common than many might think. It stems from the fact that, in the wild, dogs are pack animals, naturally living with their group all the time. Now, imagine being suddenly left alone for hours after spending every moment with your family. Sounds tough, right? That's exactly how dogs feel when we head off to work or school, leaving them in an empty house. They're wired to stay with their pack, and when that pack disappears, it's confusing and stressful for them. This anxiety can manifest in behaviors like excessive barking, destructive chewing, or even attempts to escape. What's more, this unnatural lifestyle, where our dogs are left alone for long stretches, only exacerbates the issue. Dogs don't understand why we leave, they just know we're gone. Picture a dog's day. Instead of running through the woods with their pack, they're confined to a home with no one around. The result? A stressed and anxious pup, waiting for their beloved human to return. By understanding this natural inclination, we can begin to empathize with our dogs and see why separation causes such a strong reaction. This isn't just an emotional reaction, it's a physiological one, where stress hormones flood their system, causing them to act out in ways that seem irrational but are, in fact, their way of coping with perceived danger. Understanding this physiological aspect of separation anxiety can help us see why it's not something dogs can just get over on their own. They need our guidance to reframe their experiences of being alone. But the good news is, there's hope. While we can't always be there 24/7, just like in a pack, we can help our dogs learn to be more comfortable with alone time. One of the first steps is recognizing that separation anxiety isn't just a quirk, it's a real issue rooted in their natural instincts. When we approach the problem from this perspective, it becomes clear that with the right training and strategies, our dogs can learn to manage their anxiety and even enjoy their quiet moments. Once we grasp the depth of separation anxiety and its impact on canine behavior, it's easier to take the necessary steps to help our dogs. By gradually teaching them that being alone is okay, we can reduce their anxiety and create a more balanced and happy home environment. But how exactly do we do that? Let's delve into some practical training strategies to ease your dog's anxiety and build their confidence. Training strategy. When it comes to easing separation anxiety, one of the most effective methods is to gradually reduce the time your dog spends following you around the house. Dogs are naturally inclined to stick with their pack, meaning you every step of the way. But this constant closeness can exacerbate their anxiety when you're not around. Start by observing how often your dog shadows you throughout the day. Is it every time you move from one room to another? Count those instances as a baseline, then gradually reduce them by encouraging your dog to stay put for just a bit longer each time you leave the room. For instance, if your dog follows you 10 times a day, aim to cut that in half over a week. Begin by giving them a task or toy to focus on when you leave the room, like a puzzle toy filled with treats. This gives them a reason to stay put and helps them associate your absence with something positive. It's all about creating small, manageable steps where your dog learns that not following you isn't the end of the world. In fact, it can be pretty rewarding. This gradual approach is key because it allows your dog to adjust without feeling abandoned. As you continue this training, it's important to remain consistent. Dogs thrive on routine, and by slowly decreasing their dependency on your presence, you help them build confidence. Use gentle commands and positive reinforcement, such as verbal praise or treats, when they successfully stay behind. This reinforces the idea that being alone isn't something to fear. Over time, your dog will start to relax, realizing that your absence is temporary and nothing to be anxious about. But don't rush the process. Each dog will adapt at their own pace, so be patient and adjust your approach as needed. If your dog struggles, slow down and ensure they're comfortable at each stage before moving on. The goal is to make separation less daunting by breaking it down into smaller, manageable experiences. And with time, you'll notice your dog becoming more independent and less anxious when you're not around. Now, with this foundation set, let's discuss how establishing a point of reference can further support your dog's journey towards overcoming separation anxiety. Point of reference. Creating a point of reference for your dog is like giving them a safe haven, a spot they can retreat to whenever they feel anxious or uncertain. This point of reference could be a cozy bed, a specific corner of the house, or even a crate if your dog is crate trained. The key is to choose a place where your dog feels secure and comfortable, away from high-traffic areas in the home. This spot should become their go-to place when they need to relax, especially during times when you're not around. By establishing this area, you're providing your dog with a sense of stability, something they can rely on regardless of where you are. Training your dog to use this point of reference is a process that should be approached with patience and positivity. Start by guiding your dog to their spot and rewarding them with treats or praise when they stay there. You can use toys or calming scents, like lavender, to make the space even more inviting. Over time, your dog will begin to associate this area with safety and relaxation, helping to reduce their overall anxiety. The goal is for your dog to voluntarily go to this spot when they feel stressed, knowing it's a place where they can unwind. One practical example is to introduce the point of reference gradually during times when you're at home. Encourage your dog to use it when you're in another room, or even while you're doing something that might usually cause them to follow you, like cooking or working at your desk. This helps them understand that the spot is a constant, comforting place, regardless of whether you're nearby. Consistency is key. Reinforce the behavior with positive reinforcement every time they use their spot correctly. Incorporating this point of reference into your daily routine can make a significant difference in your dog's behavior. It gives them a sense of control in a situation where they might otherwise feel helpless. Over time, this spot will become a powerful tool in managing their separation anxiety. And as your dog starts to rely on their designated area, we can move on to explore how positive reinforcement further enhances this training process, turning alone time into something they look forward to, rather than dread. Positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is a powerful tool in shaping your dog's behavior, particularly when addressing separation anxiety. It's all about rewarding the behaviors you want to see more of, which, in this case, is your dog being calm and relaxed during times of separation. Dogs, much like humans, thrive on positive feedback. When they realize that being alone can lead to treats, praise, or a favorite toy, they start to associate solitude with positive experiences rather than something to be feared. This shift in mindset is crucial in helping your dog see alone time not as abandonment, but as a part of their routine that comes with its own set of rewards. To implement positive reinforcement effectively, begin by rewarding your dog for small moments of independence. For example, if they stay in their designated spot or remain calm when you step out of the room, offer them a treat or a gentle pat. It's important to reinforce these behaviors immediately so they connect their actions with the reward. Over time, this encourages your dog to remain calm, knowing that good things happen when they're relaxed, even when you're not around. A practical tip is to incorporate positive reinforcement into everyday activities. If your dog tends to get anxious when you prepare to leave the house, start a routine where you give them a treat or engage them with a toy just before you go. This creates a positive association with the act of leaving, turning it from a trigger of anxiety into a moment of anticipation. The key is consistency. By regularly rewarding calm behavior, you're teaching your dog that separation is not something to be feared but an opportunity for positive experiences. Over time, this consistent reinforcement helps to rewire your dog's response to being alone. Instead of panic, they begin to feel secure and even look forward to the quiet time. It's a gradual process, but with patience and persistence, you'll notice a significant reduction in their anxiety. And as your dog becomes more comfortable with their independence, you'll have laid the groundwork for a much calmer, happier household. With positive reinforcement in place, let's dive into the concept of pack mentality and how it influences your dog's behavior and their journey towards overcoming separation anxiety. Pack mentality. Understanding your dog's pack mentality is crucial in addressing separation anxiety, as it shapes much of their behavior. In the wild, a dog's survival depends on its ability to stay with the group, which is why they are naturally inclined to stick close to those they see as their leaders. To use pack mentality to your advantage, it's important to establish yourself as a calm and confident leader. Dogs look to their pack leader for cues on how to react to situations. If you're anxious or hesitant about leaving the house, your dog will pick up on those signals and mirror them. A practical way to reinforce your role as the pack leader is through structured routines. Dogs thrive on consistency and knowing what to expect. By establishing clear routines, such as regular feeding times, walks, and designated playtimes, you're providing structure that mimics the natural order of a pack. This not only helps reduce anxiety but also reinforces the idea that everything is under control, even when you're not physically present. So, are you ready to make a real change in your dog's life? Imagine how much happier both you and your dog will be when those anxious moments are replaced with calm confidence. What's stopping you from taking that first step today? Your dog's well-being is in your hands, and with these simple training tips, you've got everything you need to start making a difference. Have you tried any of these strategies before, or do you have your own tips? Share your experiences in the comments below. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more expert advice to keep your furry friend happy and healthy.